background. I love that background. I love it.
That is fantastic. That's such a
Fucking
good
epic.
It's such a good background. That's fantastic.
It's great.
How are them
Yeah.
Whoppers?
All right, so I just picked them up. Oh, there's multiple. Are you kidding me? There's 3 right here.
I said I was
definitely.
going to give you 3.
You're insane. You're clinically insane.
There should hopefully no mayo. We said no mayo. Lauren actually
No
ordered
mayo.
them. I was like, hey, I need you to do me a favor. There's this address. I need you to DoorDash something to it.
Yeah, they definitely have mayo, but it's okay.
The best part is like she doesn't ask questions. She's just like, okay. Oh yeah, look at that. Damn, I miss Whoppers. I'm frothing
Here's the
right
thing.
now. God, they're so good.
I love Whoppers. I think today we're gonna have the best episode in terms of like the substance of not the topic, but just like pairing Whoppers, multiple Whoppers with like different cigars. Actually, I'm gonna go get 2 more. I'm gonna pair one with a different cigar and a different drink. Hold on.
That sounds good.
We're gonna make this a legit Whopper pairing episode.
Yeah.
I don't.
Let me see what should give you guys want to give me ideas what I should pick.
I don't know, but what's really hilarious is the way your background is situated. It looks like you're jumping inside the king's mouth.
All right, let me see.
And he's like, ooh. Like he finds pleasure in it.
All right, I'm gonna just do unbanded cigars.
Alex, don't undress me.
Chris, you know you do the perfect Stewie Griffin voice.
Oh, thank you.
Chris is pretty good at and you don't really do impersonations a lot, but you're pretty good at it.
I do enjoy them.
Yeah, you have like a unique you like unique sounds. Like I don't want to say like accents necessarily, but just like you create characters off the top of your head that aren't nice. That's a great combination.
That is. I'm pretty excited.
I'm off alcohol right now, so I'm on the struggle bus a little bit.
Why?
Do you really want to hear the story?
I think all your viewers want to hear the story.
Okay, so see this
Oh my gosh.
this like mark on my elbow here, and I have one on the other side. So as the evidence would suggest, and as my investigation skills would suggest, is that I was extremely inebriated and bounced off the walls of my bathroom and proceeded to. It looked like a murder scene. I threw up everywhere. This is Saturday night, and thank God bless. It got Lauren cleaned it up. Thank God, because it was a real fucking mess.
That reminds me of your car. Did Chris ever pay you back for the detailing?
No, because I got it for Well, you paid me, didn't you?
Yeah, I paid you for the detail.
Yeah. I mean, I just charged cost for it, so I should have charged you more. I should have charged you like $500 because it was a
for the
fucking wreck.
inconvenience.
Yeah, charge it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I started drinking bourbon at like noon on Saturday. Didn't really end until about 11.
So like a normal Saturday.
For real, dude. Seriously. Like even, I mean, it shouldn't have been that bad, but then it got bad, really fast. And I was lucky to make it to the bathroom, threw up everywhere, and then took a 45-minute shower and apologized to Quincy because I was so inebriated I couldn't let him outside and he shit on the floor.
Poor Quincy.
So I was just apologizing to him for like 30 minutes. So I have not drank since Saturday. I'm giving my liver a break before Super Bowl. And then I woke up and I was like, why do I have this elbow burn? And then I realized that I was bouncing off the side of my walls. So yeah, it was not a fun experience, but
sounds pretty fun to me.
Couple liquid IVs the next day. Went and played 2 games of hockey. So sometimes you just got to buck up,
Yeah,
it's already given me a headache thinking about playing hockey after being intoxicated. That.
When I showed up, I was like, I'm gonna throw up again because it's gonna be terrible. Now, actually,
Chris, do you play?
I feel bad.
Have you been playing?
No, not ever since I had another baby.
He hasn't played in forever.
Um, but I enjoyed it very much, and it
I
was very.
enjoyed it very much.
Very much. And it was very customary and tradition to drink quite a good amount of alcohol before we actually played hockey. So there wasn't really ever a game that we played with our team that we had on Mondays that didn't involve some form of intoxication.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it was
Sounds
like
really fun, actually.
and
It's
it was
a lot
like
of fun.
it was like fuel though. Like
What's
when you get
weird
into
is
the
though
first
it's
game,
it turns from hockey into like human pinball by like the second period just ends up like becoming a giant shit show. You're just
Now,
bouncing off of people.
there's a fine line that you gotta take though, because just the right amount of alcohol was like adding rocket fuel to your stamina for the first game.
Yep.
Yeah. Then
But
you
if
come
you had
down.
too much of it, it was like watching those poor like YouTube videos of people walking out of their house and not noticing that there's ice on their fucking sidewalks, and they're just like kicking their feet out and like trying to keep balance from falling, and then they eventually fall and hurt themselves. Like,
Just eat shit.
like it was a lot of that too.
That's us all the time. Yeah. Yeah. There's it's more intense too, I feel like, when you're drunk. Like I feel like you're more sensitive to everything,
Yeah.
which is kind of fun. Dude,
Emotional.
this league that I'm in now, we got smoked yesterday. Like I'm playing with dudes who played professionally like over in other countries.
No.
Yeah, I swear to God, they're so fucking good. Dude, it was like it would be like watching like a pro college athlete play against a high school. Like even if you're a good high school athlete, that's the difference. Like it's so embarrassing. You're just like, what the fuck? Yeah, dude, some high level dudes just do all kinds of crazy shit. Like you're like, what the fuck? Like, how do you even do that?
What was the score?
First game was 5-4. So we lost by 1. The second game was 8-1. That one hurt. That one hurt bad.
so first game they were literally just like warming up with you guys.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they were probably playing at about 50%, and then they were like, "Oh, now
Too
we're
close.
gonna kill everybody." Yeah,
Everybody played their
so
normal
good.
positions.
So good. Yeah, so good. Like you're just like, you can't do
Hey,
anything.
everybody switch back to your normal stick handling positions. Everybody who was originally playing left, you got to go back to your natural right.
Yeah, pretty much. There's a guy in the league that does that. He can play both
I
hands.
bet.
He'll switch. He's like a really high level player, and he'll switch to play down. He'll switch to his left hand. It's like,
God.
how are you that good? Yeah, it's insane. Anyway, here we are.
You know, honestly, seriously though, if I would have played hockey, I think that would have been the first thing I would try to intentionally like progress towards is playing, switch hand.
I mean,
It's
the
best skill. It's the best skill to have if you play, because skating you can get down pretty quickly.
Yep.
But stick handling is like a whole nother world.
Yeah,
it is a whole nother world. If you know what I mean.
Stick handling. Hey,
Yeah.
guess what showed up yesterday? I just opened them up.
Booyah!
Got some of the ABs. So got the Kensugi and the Gatekeeper. So what's the one in the pack? The Honkin' Dong. Is that the Mad? What's it called?
It's not really the Mad Cap. It's a cigar that we used as a reference.
Okay, gotcha.
To get to the Madcap blend last year, dude. I think this has been actually, that's going to be the second longest. The longest is going to be the Casada, because once I can tell you guys what the branding is going to be, it's going to be insane.
Okay.
But the Casada is going to be at least a year and change. So this one I'm going to have to say is almost a year. The thing is, there were some issues and delays with the factory, so they couldn't come in on time. Okay. They're in Miami now. They're in Miami, but they're in the Alec Bradley warehouse, just sitting patiently, because we're going to release them in May, because obviously we had March and April already planned.
Right.
We shifted what we had for May, and we're going to drop them in May. potentially do something a little bit bigger because it's kind of a larger quantity that we're used to drop for like factory direct in the packs. But that blend is something we used as a point of reference. I think it's a little bit more complex, more smoked just broadly with more character. I think
Gotcha.
Madcap, if you like the cigar and you think that you could enjoy it more with more character, I think you're going to enjoy Madcap. Now, if you think this is, too bold or whatever, then probably Madcap is not for you.
Gotcha. So Madcap is a bit of an amplification to that cigar that I just pulled out.
Yeah. And
Okay.
character and I want to say a little bit of body. So yeah.
Sounds good.
Dude, their cigar, what's weird is like I've been smoking so much Alec Bradley recently. They do look really good. I really love the Kintsugi.
The
I am
Kintsugi is
such
it
a
looks
fucking
great.
fan.
I
And
still
the
haven't
Gatekeeper.
had it yet.
What, the
but-
Kintsugi?
Yeah,
It's
but I
fantastic.
will.
It's
Thing
my
is, I don't
I think it's
get
my
out.
favorite AB.
anymore.
It's interesting too. So two things to know. One, I just realized your initials are also AB, and that freaks me
Yep.
out a little bit. I noticed that earlier, and I was like, that creeps me out. And then just realized that Bradley's actually going to be in town here on Saturday, so that's cool. So I'm gonna go meet up with them
That's so cool.
in the morning, and I'm really digging their stuff. I've been smoking a ton of Alec Bradley lately. Like
I told you you're going to like it.
yeah, it's really more like the Gatekeeper, the Kintsugi are like the two that I probably smoked the most. Now I haven't gone back to the Magic Toast since I first had it because when I first had it, I thought it was okay. And just haven't gone back to it. But I like this Vitola, so I want to smoke that. I haven't had the Prensado in forever, like years.
It's so good. I think that cigar is one of their cigars that stays most, like stays closest to what it was originally 10 years ago or 12 years ago.
Because it was like, it hit number one Cigar Aficionado years ago.
Yeah, I want to say like 2010, 2011.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Years ago. It's been a while, yeah.
That's Aaron Lewis from Stained. It's been a while.
But let's say like the Coyote, to me, it's a much different smoke than it was before.
Oh, is it? So here's the thing. I think even from Vitola to Vitola, that thing, and there's always variances because of Vitola, but it is drastically different depending on the Vitola that you smoke. Not even the same cigar at all. So it's really weird. That one is like, it's like a huge spectrum of difference just based upon size. It's kind of interesting. The one that you smoked, I think, Chris.
Yeah.
You know what the weird thing is? Other than like the Gatekeeper, my love for the Gatekeeper, my favorite cigar is from Alec Bradley. It's like, it was so under the radar, but it really gave him a lot of fame back in the day. So can you see it? It's the Tempest.
Oh, yeah. I've had the Alec Bradley Tempest. Because don't they have a Tempest Maduro and then they have like a Tempest Natural?
Yeah, the Natural.
Yeah.
So the Natural, not the one made in Nicaragua. So the one made in Honduras. It is, I think, one of my favorite short smokes. It's a Corona. Well, the size that I like is a Corona.
Yeah.
And it literally starts with this. And I meant literally because I was going to say, like, it's every time it doesn't miss. It's like 10 seconds of just like earth. And then it clicks and it just goes sweet.
Nice.
And it's like, you taste your lips and it's like, is it like a sweet tip? It's weird because that transition, it's like, once the foot is actually really fully lit and you've already puffed on it, then it starts getting you the real flavor. And then it's like that classic Honduran sweetness. So it's like, if you like JRE, if you like things that have like really classic Honduras expressions with those really subtle, sweet undertones, but they're really present, dude, that cigar is, I don't want to hype it up because it really isn't anything too complex, too crazy, too bold. It doesn't have a lot of character. It doesn't have a lot of nuances. It is what it is. It's like,
it's just good.
Something that it's just good. It's just good.
Straight line,
it starts
good.
earthy and just switches to sweet. Kind of interesting.
Is it like sweet tip Steve Saka sweet tip, or is it like sweet tip actually natural?
Yeah. It's like the feeling is like sweet tip, like soda mesa brulee. So, but then it kind of fades away a little bit.
Gotcha.
Do you believe that the Sobremesa Brulee is not artificially sweetened? Do you think it's natural? There's no way. It's
Kasaka's
natural.
dying on that hill. But
If there's something I've learned is don't ever question Saka publicly.
Yeah.
Don't
So
do
you're
it.
not. So you're not going to tell.
I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to. I'm not going to question him. I'm just going to respect what he says. If it's naturally sweet, it's naturally sweet.
I think it's fake as fuck.
Someone needs to call him out.
No, I'm kidding. I obviously like the shit that he does. I'm just gonna keep this here the whole time because I think it's like very unique product placement. So we're just gonna keep that right there. I think it's perfect.
By the way, I'm smoking. I don't know if you can see it behind the burger.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
It's an Atabay. It's unbanded, but it's Atabay.
Oh, sweet, dude.
You're such a cunt. This is Alex's way of giving a shit for doing that interview with Chris because he's like, oh, it's sponsored by Atabay.
Hey, just disclaimer here. I love Chris and I love Ben. I think they're great.
Dude, that was so funny.
And I started listening to the podcast. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give him so much shit. And then I listen to Chris. He's like, oh no, man, I love Alex. People from my cigar pack. And we when we met, we did get along. And like,
yeah,
Ben hit me up the other day. He was like, I'm gonna buy some property in the Dominican Republic. We're flying over there. He's like, are you there? Like, whatever, let's hang out. I'm like, dude, no, I'm stuck in Miami right now. I'm not gonna go to DR. But what? I sent him a picture. He never smiles. He smiled. So funny. I think he looks exactly like Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover when he's like with that giraffe in the car in the convertible when he's like looking to the side and he smiles like that. He's identical to Zach Galifianakis.
Dead on. I love it.
And he but point is, I love those guys. I think they do a great job, and I'm just giving you shit. But
I know you are. But is that really honestly?
Yeah, it's like my fourth of the day. I run through like thousands of dollars of them. and usually they pair so much better when you smoke them with a burger. Check it out.
You know what? There's probably something about the fat in a burger too that probably really accentuates the cigar.
Chris is thinking of like different. Chris is thinking like different styles of like pairing. Like even on that last episode, what did you say? He's like, what if you paired a cigar with like a really good romance novel? And I was like,
you know what? That brought me to immediately to the Finer Things Club in the office. Remember? Where,
Oscar, Pam, and so fucking funny.
Brought me to that right away, and I can put money on it. There's groups of people that actually hang out, do that, and smoke cigars.
100%.
If you're listening to us, you know somebody who's done that. We want to document that. Please
invite us, first of all. I want to be a part of that. Yeah. Dude, if that's a fucking thing, let's do it. That sounds awesome.
What are those things where they like, is it slam poetry?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, that shit's weird as fuck.
Would be fucking dope.
Yeah, but that's like that's a weird alt crowd. They don't like smoking. They're probably the people who started Truth. Like I don't think I don't think cigars is in their wheelhouse. They probably vape. They probably started Truth and then it was like vaping's so much better for you. And then they didn't realize that the chemical compounds inside vape could literally destroy your insides. No. That's science.
Smoking cigars like smoking life. All life. No smoke, only smoke. And like, I feel like every time I've seen slam poetry, I quite don't follow. Like,
no one follows it. Did you ever see? There's a scene in 21 Jump Street where Jonah Hill does slam poetry, and it's the funniest shit.
Yeah. But he's high when he does it.
He's high. He's super. He just took the whatever it is, the fucking drugs. He takes the
Quaalude kind of stuff. Yeah.
He takes the drugs.
He's shy. Yeah. I remember.
And he runs through the door and like slams it and then frolics on stage and does slam. Yep. Dude, it is one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen.
And he got the Peter Pan part because of it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Well, you know that slam poetry scene, that most of it is improv. Like he just did it. He just went up there and started doing it. He's a fucking genius.
He sent you a text.
You sent me one?
Cory, yeah. I'm on my third burger. I'm just sending you proof.
Dude, no shit.
Yep.
I don't see it yet, but I'm waiting for it. Oh my god!
I paused. I just muted myself a couple minutes ago.
Dude, how do you
I
do
realized
that? I eat one. I eat one, and like the floodgates open.
My body's used to it.
I don't understand you do that. Like I work out all the time. If I ate 3 Whoppers, I'd be dead. Dead. I don't understand.
Dude, it's like fuel to me.
Are your
Especially
genetics?
if I do it at night.
Your fucking genetics are just insane.
I also.
I try to keep my metabolism fast. No joke.
So you just eat. So you're constantly eating because of that.
Yeah, but I enhance it with different things. Like first thing in the morning, I try to get like cayenne pepper.
Oh yeah.
Cumin, which in Spanish is curcumina. I think that in English it should be like curcumin instead of cumin.
Yeah,
you know?
It definitely looks like cumin. I call it cumin. And
Yeah.
I've actually had people seriously correct me. And I'm like, I'm making a fucking joke, right? I obviously don't think it's cumin. I was like, oh, you mean cumin? They're like, it's pronounced cumin. And I was like, cumin. They're like, cumin. I was like, cumin? And they're like, I'm like, it's a fucking joke. I think it was a relative of ours, actually, Chris. I don't know who it was. But I think that's what it was. That, yeah, I got corrected. I was just like, yeah, I fucking know. But I do agree with you. It's like, let's not make it common because,
exactly.
we could change it. We can do whatever we want.
Exactly.
I mean, as a society, there's no reason why we couldn't change it.
I have funny, like it's so funny when we talk about certain things. I connect it to things that you've said in the past, and I remember.
Oh God! Don't bring up the past.
No, it was Sergeant. Like I am going to. I vouch to spell Sergeant as I hear it.
Yeah, you can't spell Sergeant.
Spell it as it is.
Yeah, because we also said, French. How do you spell lieutenant or colonel? Yeah. Like they don't make sense. Stupid. Colonel sounds like it's an R in it, and there's no fucking R.
It's like, all right, for your final examination question before you join the army, I need you to spell lieutenant.
Everybody would fail. They would all fail.
Literally everybody.
Everyone would fail because no one knows how to fucking spell those words.
I still have trouble texting, like typing and spelling out Sergeant. I will not do it. Dude, I'm going to spell it as I listen to it.
There's times where I spell it so wrong that even spell check's like, I don't know where the fuck you're going with this.
Even when you do it a short, like Sarge, it's still Surge.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that is weird. Yep. Yeah.
It's like the original Sarge was a Sergio.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like who came up with those fucking, I don't know. We should explore military titles because I still don't understand them. The only one I get is like captain. Like that, yep. I get but like if you're in the Navy, admiral. What's a fucking admiral? Like that's a weird one. Just I get seaman. That makes total sense. Yeah. It's very specific. First of all, it works on 2 levels. They are literally men on the sea, and they're the Navy was for a long time all men who are filled with seamen. It works
for a long time.
On 2 levels. And then because they were on a boat together for so long, oftentimes they exchanged seamen. Seamen exchanged seamen. So there's that too. Anyway, Alex, I really wanted to ask you a question.
Please do it fast because I don't know how long I have.
I wanted to I wanted to talk to you about the Carlito Fuente Jr. thing.
No, I'm not going to get into it. I'm 1,000.
As quick as it came, as quick as it's out the window. Not going to discuss it.
That's all I'm going to
say. Chris, we haven't even talked about this. I'm not going to talk about it on here, but it's.
And I'm not going to be present.
Yeah, you're not going to be present, but I am going to bring it up for sure. Now, it could ruin this podcast, but there's going to be a point where I'm going to go hard in the paint on this topic, and I may do it solo. I may fly solo. Maybe like one of those.
I don't think it's going to ruin the podcast.
I hope not. But I what is the shit that the presidents do every year where it's like a big fucking speech they have to give? What's that shit called? Address? Is that what it is? Not an inaugural. That's when they get elected.
That's true.
No, it's like it's kind of like a big town hall. What the fuck do they call that?
Yeah,
it is an address of some sort. Why do they call it an address? An address is the thing that's a number that's attached to a building or a location. I guess because you address what is it called? The
Yeah.
Union something?
State of the Union?
State of the Union
No.
address. That's what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rent a podium
Okay.
and I'm going to wear a suit and tie and I'm going to
would
address
love
this
this.
whole thing, the
I
whole
would love
topic.
this. No.
Now, am I going to get canceled by the collective cigar community? Probably. But that's okay. Listen, if you're going to go out, you got to go out, baby.
We'll unite. We'll bring more power to the front.
I hope so. Chris, I'll talk to you about it later. But
Yeah, sounds good.
we did so this week we basically just finished our final 4 round of our cigar playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't know, are you feeling full? Because I can't tell if the gasp you made, Alex, is because you have a belly full of beef and buns, or if it's because you're excited about the topic.
One more bite.
I cannot believe you. But Chris is probably the only other person I know that could eat 3 Whoppers and just be fine with it. Oh, dude, that is too much. I feel ill, but I really want a Whopper desperately right now.
If you want to get real stanky with Burger King and you're feeling cheap and you want to get stanky, you order yourself 5 or 6 rodeo burgers on the dollar value menu, which just have fried onion rings on top of them with barbecue sauce.
That's like a homeless way to execute the same thing.
You just reek of onions for a whole day.
Oh, that sounds like too much. That sounds like way too much. It sounds heavy. Sounds gassy. Sounds greasy. Oof.
It does.
No, I couldn't do that. There's no way. Dude, my body, I think, is just like giving up on me anyway. Just even with like food and alcohol and everything else. Just like I think my body finally is just like, fuck you. It doesn't matter unless I'm feeling myself with pure vegetables. It's just like, fuck off.
Yeah.
We're not doing this. We're not playing this game anymore. It's frightful. I can't even eat. I did eat a giant steak the other night. That was good. What is that? That's tequila, right? Is that an anejo?
Yeah.
I need to get into tequilas. That's one thing that I've really wanted to start drinking and I'm just not into yet.
I would be honored to help you get into, like, this is my thing.
Do you like the Rocks tequila?
I have to be very honest. It's not that bad.
Yeah, I like it too. So that's what I was gonna say. I don't even like the Rock. I think the Rock's a fucking tool bag. I used to love him, but now I just think he's a tool bag.
You think he's a sellout?
He's a total sellout. It drives me nuts that like every single thing he does is a product placement for either his energy drink.
I know.
Media.
Talk about this. That's too funny.
It just annoys the shit out. Just be a normal human being, dude. Like, we get it. Like, you already built the biggest tequila brand in the world. Just like, fuck off. It's okay. But yeah, I really wanted to get into tequilas, like sipping.
Every time I wake up early, I feel bad because I know the Rock somewhere on the face of the earth
already.
Is up already and at the gym. Like, one day I'll be like, shit, I woke up at 4:20. Can't go back to sleep. I'm just warm up and be at the gym at 5. I know for a fact 1 hour before
he's already there.
just finished. Yeah, he's already there and he's in the sauna. He's steaming. He's actually getting rid of those toxins.
Does that make you feel bad though? Because listen,
I'm kidding.
At like 4 a.m., I'm having a wet dream. So who's winning? You know what? Who's winning? You're on the leg press. I'm fucking. I'm
trying to get the tricep machine.
I'm subconsciously coming in my fucking shorts.
You know
who's winning?
You know what's the best feeling ever? So I used to have an alarm clock, but I decided to go with my phone. So, you know, I set on my phone 5:30.
Wait. When did you do this? When did this happen?
Like, when did I switch?
Yeah.
I don't know, like a year or two ago.
I'm sorry. You had an alarm clock 2 years ago?
Well, I used like a Google Mini, like, to do my alarm clock.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But then
I thought you had like one that you actually had to like press the fucking button and had like a snooze button on it.
But I accidentally stumbled upon something that is the best way to wake up. You ready?
Yeah.
So I'm a lazy waker upper. Okay. I need lights to flash me in my face to trick me into thinking that it's sunny outside when it's not.
This is a very weird thing.
It works. Blue light. Anyways.
Yeah, blue light.
But here's what I do. I got my phone and I set it for 5:30 every morning, right? And I make sure it's set to vibrate. Now, here's what I do. My phone is sitting off to the side of me. In the morning, it's like, and it's vibrating, and I'm like, I don't want to get up yet.
Do you put that vibrator on your butt?
So I hit what is it? Snooze,
Yeah.
which sets it for 10 minutes later, and I immediately set it on my dick. So then I fall back asleep.
I didn't see that coming.
So then I fall back
Hey,
asleep.
Neither did the phone.
10 minutes later, hard as a rock.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, well, still tired.
So graphic.
Still tired, still not finished. Hit snooze. Fall back asleep. Do this 3 or 4 times. By the time I wake up, I'm so horny. You know? I'm so horny.
From your phone. You're like Joaquin Phoenix in that one movie where he's just in love with like Alexa.
Oh, what is it called?
I don't
Her?
know, but her. It's fucking weird as
Her,
shit.
yeah.
Such a strange movie. All right.
But he's such a great actor. Like, I think anybody, like, if somebody else would have done it, it would have been horrible. But
Yeah,
he makes it's still not great, but it's not horrible because he did it.
Yeah, like you could watch it and you're
Exactly.
intrigued. And he did, yeah, I agree with that. Joaquin Phoenix is amazing. Amazing. A little squirrely. None of your squirrel turds, but he's a great actor. Anyway, let's reverse back. So we've got this bracket system. We've made it through the final 4 officially. So we're gonna do a quick recap. And actually, Alex, I'm really excited to get your take on this round and next round. Yeah. Well, we got to do it. So here's the thing. So through the final 4, it was Crown Heads versus Foundation Cigars.
Mm-hmm.
And the round before this, the Elite 8 round, was super close across the board.
Yep.
I mean, it was as close as I've ever seen. I was like, there's no way it could be this close. This is insane. But in this round, Crown Heads took on Foundation Cigar, and Crown Heads beat them out with 62% of the vote.
Whoa.
Which is crazy. And there was over 350 votes total, I think, is what we ended up getting. And they just blew them out. Now, here's the thing. John Huber was texting me all day. He's like, where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Like all day. He's like, where can I see it? Where are we at? Where are we at? I was like, you're flying through. You're flying through the round. And he was like, yeah, but he's like, it was the same thing with Tatuaje. He's like, they could make a comeback. And I was like, I don't know, man. And then the people at Foundation, I don't know do you know who runs the Foundation Instagram account?
It may be Nate. Okay,
I don't know who it is, but
sure.
But whoever it is sent me a logo, like an updated logo, and they're like, "Here's a more recognizable logo." And I was like, "Well, the fucking post is already out." And I said, "Hey, I'm sorry, but I don't think it's gonna help." Because they just got destroyed. So Crown Heads moves on to the final round, and they will take on the winner of the big brand category. And this one was also super one-sided. This
Padron and LFD.
LFD, which was the number 1 seed. Padron, who's the number 2 seed. Go head-to-head. Padron beat out LFD 69-31.
Holy shit.
I thought it was going to be super close. This one I thought was going to be closer than Crown Heads and Foundation. I thought it was going to be neck and neck.
LFD and Davidoff, was it, right?
Yeah, LFD and Davidoff was within 1%. And Padron just absolutely massacred LFD in the votes. Yeah, so it will be
Crown Heads. Holy shit.
The final round will be Crown Heads versus Padron. Now, John had a really good idea, and I'm going to follow through on it. He goes, you should make a championship belt. So Daddy's gonna make a championship belt.
I like that.
So I've already researched a bit, Chris. I'm gonna need some graphics.
Okay.
But we are gonna design a championship belt for the winner and ship it to them, and they will get to hold on to this. I'm trying to decide whether or not the winner holds on to it for a period of a year until we do it again. And then they've got to ship it to whoever the next winner is, or every new winner gets a belt. I haven't decided. If you're doing it in a traditional fashion, the belt should be shared amongst the winners instead of a new belt. So I'm kind of thinking of, so then you've got to make one that's like fairly agnostic, or like, I don't know how you retool a belt. Like, I don't know how you'd be like, how's it Crown Heads 1 year or Padron 1 year and then so and so the other. But
just do the Hot Ticket logo and call it the Hot Tickets brand of the year. And then don't put the year or whatever, and just tell whoever wins. Like if Padron wins, tell Padron to hang it in their like Miami office. If John wins, tell him to hang it, and then just move it around. Just make it like a neutral thing.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So Alex, what do you think? Like in terms of Crown Heads versus Foundation, I thought it was going to be closer, although I thought Crown Heads would inch them out. It's just in my head. I'm just thinking like, because I can see the total votes through the whole thing. But I thought 62-38, I thought it was going to be more like 55-45. Like that's kind of where I thought it was going to land. And in terms of brands, both of them are powerhouse brands in respective categories. I just thought it was going to be closer.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say anything else but agree to thinking it was going to be way closer, but it really doesn't surprise me. I mean, John has definitely been the hottest that he's ever been brand wise in the last 2 years, and regardless of Foundation's success, which is substantial, it's deserved. Nick is unbelievable. His team is great. He's one of the most knowledgeable, boutique brand tobacco guys. He had 2-3 releases in the last couple of years. In a set of years where you have, as we've evidenced by matters that we won't touch today, a new wave of consumers that have really, have really taken into their hobby, their love for the craft, all the output of new brands, and within the established brands, not the new made up ones. Right. Crown Heads did release quite a few cigars in the last couple of years. So the LC, the last 2 years, the LC 21, LC 20, LC 21, and now the LC 22. Right. They're mixed with Pachardo. Their distribution with like Ace Prime, their brands with City E, Mil DS LE, now Juarez Shots LE, like different limited editions and then extensions. I think that may have definitely broadened their reach to those people, or maybe it's just whoever engaged with you. I think it's well deserved. Obviously, nothing but love for John and every single cigar that he has. Other than what a great guy he is, his cigars are fantastic. It surprised me, just like it surprised you, that it was so marginal. It was so big of a difference between the winner and the loser. But then again, well deserved.
Yeah, agreed. Man. Do you think there is? So you brought up a good point as far as like consumer expectation around releases, right? Because there is this other thing where there's like a flurry of things that come out every single month, and it's new and it's hyped and it's whatever. And I know as like a consumer, it's almost like it's like, what have you done lately? You know what I mean? Like where's the new thing at? And you're right. It's like Foundation, ironically, in their name, which is kind of funny. They've built a great foundation of product, but you're right. It's not the same kind of release effort that John has done with Crown Heads, which is like, even today, I think he posted something. He's like, here's a bunch of shit coming in 2022. And you're like, oh, well, there was like 12 things on there. That's crazy. Like they're just like averaging one release a month. He's
so maybe it's an interval ready. Thing. We're like, yeah, we're definitely not ready.
Yeah.
I yes, agree. Like, yes, to the response is yes. And also it means a lot when all of your releases were popular and good. Yes, please keep it there. So it means a lot when all of your, like, you'll take the David and Goliath Connecticut broadleaf, and you'll be the first one to say, I love those things. I love them so much, but they just can't stay lit.
Yep.
That's what you said. I'm just quoting you. I think I haven't had that experience. I think the cigar is great, and I think it's performed perfectly for me. I didn't see the last couple of years the reaction to the limited product releases that were, that were outputted by Foundation. That same hype and positive reaction than what every single thing that John released the last 2 years. So yes, there is an expectation. It has been built, and I say unfortunately just because there's a lot of people doing it the wrong way. There's people like John doing it the right way. There's that expectation of that constant and just high output of releases, but then again, you have to make good for them. And that's what Crown Heads has done. So the cigars have been good and the people have responded well to them.
Yeah.
You know, there's one or two guys that says, hey, I didn't like this area or I didn't care for the cigar. But then most of the people, you know, evidenced mainly by the cigar selling out or just by the positive reaction to ratings and stuff like that. Yeah, they weren't a top 25 cigars. Who cares about that? Really, everybody liked the cigars. Everybody, I think, yes. So yes, and also performance is tied into it.
Yeah, and I think you both are right because I feel like consumers, we're just like a bunch of hungry babies, and we need our milk, you know. And the ones supplying all the teat milk right now is Crown Heads. Like if you have Crown Heads as a mother, suckling from her teat every year, you never go hungry. You always got something to eat, you know.
Yep.
And it's like hard to deny it. It's hard to deny it. Like even if it isn't, like you said, if it isn't even the best Crown Heads release, there's always something new to smoke and try, and you're always pleased with them. Like I don't think you've ever smoked the Crown Heads where you're like, that was complete garbage. Like ever.
Correct.
Right. It is interesting, and I reflect back on some of the boutique brands, and Alex, which is what you said, and make a really good point. I look at some of the ones that kind of were lobbed off in the earlier rounds, and they are ones of which I think point out the fact that they're not meeting some of those expectations from a consumer, both in quality and in, you know, interval of release. And so as you move on and you see Crown Head just kind of steamrolling through these categories, it kind of, I mean, it makes sense. I think there's a connection that you can make to that, and an argument that you can make for it. And Crown Heads is in top of people's minds. Like you release that often, and you've got releases that people are looking forward to, it's always going to be top of mind. There's a certain brand recognition that exists there. And I'm not saying that Foundation doesn't have that. They certainly do. If you smoke cigars, you know what Foundation is. It's just in a different manner. Yeah,
it's like, it's kind of like, you know, like those music categories, like the top pop songs. Like they hold the list for like 15 weeks straight. Like there's no way Baby Baby from Justin Bieber is going to hold up in today's list of cigars from like an old, you know what I'm saying? Like an old song. Yeah. There's no way it's going to hold up. Like if you're a brand and if you're still riding the Baby 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 song cigar, like it ain't going to hold up in 2022. Yeah. Your cigar was great in 2013. But like it ain't gonna hold up now. It's like you gotta come up with some new hits.
Like you can't be like "Who Let the Dogs Out" by Baha Men,
right?
And expect us to sing the number one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's an interesting take. Now, here's the thing. This is something that kind of flips it on its head, right? So we have this big brand category, and maybe we can make some assumptions around this. You get LFD going against Padron, and with that same kind of mindset, with the same factors involved, Padron isn't known for coming out with a bunch of new fucking releases. So it's
but also LFD is a brand that you either really love it or you just don't love it.
It is kind of interesting. LFD does that have a factor to them. I know a lot of people are like, LFD is boring as fuck, and I'm like, what are you smoking something different than I'm smoking? Because it's one of my favorite brands to smoke, like hands down all the time. It does seem like it has that polarization a little bit. And maybe that's kind of what showed up here, but there's something to be said for the fact that they made it to the Final Four. I think Padron being the juggernaut brand that they are, with the recognition, and I would say years and years and years of quality that people just understand and know, it's just such a different beast.
Dude, it also got the number one cigar of the year in Cigar Aficionado. Yeah. Does it really matter for this?
It could have a little bit of an influence.
Exactly. No. It's questionable. Like, I'm going to go ahead and leave it as a doubt, but still weighs on the fact that for the last 2 weeks, everybody has been hunting that cigar. Period.
Yeah.
You know what? There's still something to our logic for the smaller release brands that we've gone into the first bracket, and then comparatively speaking to Padron, right? We're like, well, they didn't really come out with anything new, right? But speaking to how good they are, you know what Padron's like, which I think is what's going to make them a huge competitor to Crown Heads in this last final championship round, this last matchup, is that Padron is like Queen. The songs have been around for 50 fucking years, but everybody loves a goddamn Queen song. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like withstood the test of time, and it never ages out.
That's
It
an
never
interesting
ages
point.
out.
That's actually a really good point. Yeah, it's like the tried and true. You can always go
Yeah.
back to it. It's
I
generational.
will only allow and embrace this point, Chris, if you say who Crown Heads compares to musically. Then, so if Padrona's Queen is Crown Heads Machine Gun Kelly,
Yes.
Hey, yeah, always putting out
Fucking
putting out
MGK,
tunes.
bro. Hell yeah.
Could
I
be.
get down with that.
Always experimenting, doing kind of newer, weird, wacky shit.
Everybody
Yeah, I can
knows
see
I'm
that.
an MGK fan and they give me shit for it. And I don't give a fuck. I ride that
I can
train.
see that.
I ride
Totally
that train
see
forever. I like
I'm
MGK.
included. I've given you shit.
You've given me shit. Dude, I get shit all the time. All the time. I was going to say Imagine Dragons, but they suck too.
I think John wants to skip this part where you
Yeah.
compare to Imagine Dragons.
He probably
Definitely
doesn't.
don't do that.
Probably does not want the comparison at all. Yeah, that's an interesting take, Chris. That's a great point that you make, though. Like that is really kind of the tried and true. It's like a staple. Like Queen is always going to be a staple in music, and it transcends generations. So Padron has done that with cigars. I mean, I think they'll continue to do that as well.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about a Crown Heads Padron matchup, though?
But
Two
honestly, though,
totally
just to-
different businesses.
Just to put a bow on this, I think Crown Heads wouldn't really technically be like MGK, because MGK is super niche. He's very talented. Let me tell you that. I'm just gonna give it to him. He could be a wacko, but he's very talented. I've seen him play instruments, and he's actually legit. But he's very peculiar. Like John's audience is pretty broad, so I'm probably gonna say like he's more of like a Fallout Boy,
Dude, or a
that's
fucking
interesting.
Taylor Swift, dude. A
Or like
fucking Taylor Swift.
Nah, a lot of people hate Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she's crossed so many genres. She's pop culture icon.
You know what? Let's call John. We gotta find.
We gotta find it. Yeah.
Let's just call it Machine Gun Swift.
No, definitely not Taylor Swift.
I don't
You know
know.
who
In my head, I'm thinking like, well, who are like the hot bands right now? And I'm like, I'm so disconnected.
But
I have
John's
no
been
idea.
doing this for a long time. So let's say, 10 years or something. You know who I like, and I'm pretty. I don't know if you guys know them, but they're a band from Texas. They're called Kurangbin.
No.
That sounds familiar.
They're so good. They're so unbelievably good.
Is that
Play
the
indie
comparison
rock.
that you're making?
I want to, just because they have that Southern style, and I'm not necessarily tying John to Texas, big old star, but John definitely has a Southern style. He's from LA, he did all his thing in LA and everything, but Jericho Hill,
Right.
Vidiosa, and all these, I think everything leading up to the Van Halen inspiration is pretty much like East Coast and South rock.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Like Johnny Cash.
So John's like Florida Georgia line.
I'm gonna play some Kurangbin, so you know. Dude, I just booked a couple tickets to their concert. They're coming to Miami in May. I got an alert. I am so excited for that. I gotta send you stuff, but
Yeah, send it to me.
this is. Can you hear it?
A little bit.
Not really. Your earphones are like blocking it out.
Wait.
I get the groove a little bit though.
There you go. Hey, how much acid are you going to be on?
Can't really say.
How many shrooms are you going to take before that show?
I mean, look at the art.
It's about, oh yeah. You're going to be on all the drugs.
Yep.
No, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that. I'm
How many
like
whoppers are you
Pablo-
going to eat?
I'm like Pablo Picasso.
fucked up.
No, actually, it's like Salvador Dali. I don't do drugs. I am drugs.
Nice. I like
That's
that.
deep.
Sounded like you said Salvador Deli, and I was like, is that a new restaurant around you?
Salvador Dali.
I'm so sorry. I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten at all today. I haven't
Are you still on like your on your 1 meal per day diet?
Yeah.
You're the weirdest person I know.
Dude, a lot of people intermittent fast, man. It's
that
like
is not intermittent fast.
That's just straight fasting. But dude, it's like it's a battle. It's a battle against your will. It's a battle against your body, and it's a battle I win often. Sometimes I lose, but most of the time I win. Okay, so we've got Padron lined up to go against Crown Heads in the final round. Predictions from you guys. What do you think?
Chris?
I think it's going to come down to Padron's tried and true. Everybody's going to have some association with what they feel is the best Padron they've ever had, right? They're going to take that cigar, probably the 64, right?
Maybe.
I seem like 64 is always more than the 26, and I love the 26 more, but a lot of people love that 64.
I think they split pretty well.
But everybody in their minds when they come down in the last vote are going to take whatever they feel is their best cigar from each brand. And for Crown Heads, they have the advantage of being trendy enough, which I know he probably is not going to like that term trendy. John isn't. But people are going to associate what is the latest and greatest of Crown Heads right now, probably,
Mm-hmm.
and then compare that to the best Padron they've ever had. So I feel like it's like time. It is this whole dichotomy of the difference between this tried and true, like Queen-esque cigar that Padron has created over the decades versus to like what's the hottest, greatest cigar that Crown Heads has in its wheelhouse in the last couple of years that is like on top of everybody's minds still.
So I'm going to go ahead and disagree with that, Chris, respectfully, for a plethora of reasons.
It'd be great if you said disrespectfully.
No, I couldn't. I could try, but I don't think I would. I don't think I'd come off honestly. It's disrespectful to Chris.
So I don't know if I have like a good take on it. I know our audience. So
Dude, I think that's a fantastic take. I'm just gonna disagree just because John is so into it. He's gonna hype this shit up.
He's gonna push it.
Everybody is going to vote for Crown Heads.
Yep.
And I am 69% sure that your audience relates more to Crown Heads than to Padron.
For sure.
Am I giving you off an aura of how relaxed I am?
Yeah, you are. You're very relaxed.
Very
you said
chilled,
you said respectfully, and you said it very. You enunciated it in a way that
I don't know.
indicated relaxation. You were like respectfully.
I wish I could talk like Matthew McConaughey, but I can't.
I think it's interesting that you ate 3 Whoppers. You're smoking a cigar after doing yoga, and you're fucking zen as shit right now.
How nonsensical is what you've just said?
It is very nonsensical. It makes no sense at
3
all.
Whoppers, a Modelo beer,
Tequila,
cigars. Dude, that's like a Xanax feeling. You know?
Hey, Alex, you know what that is?
So
that's diabetes, bud. Sneaking up on you. Type 2. Type 2.
Nah, I do my blood work every year, and I'm doing pretty good.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I can eat my cookies at night.
Hey, what you're feeling right now is your cholesterol rising.
I mean, Alex, you're right though. Like our audience, knowing our audience, I mean, they've been diehard Crown Headsers for like fucking since the start of the podcast, basically ever since we had John on. Like it's
But think about this. Yeah, we do have a hardcore following, right? I'm doing these on Instagram. We have almost 22,000 followers, and so when you take that sample, right, even if it's a small sample, and you cast that out there, there's not all 22,000 people are diehard Crown Heads fans, right?
Sure.
And so even in the numbers, and I'll just tell you just based upon what I saw come in. A similar amount of votes for Crown Heads versus Foundation as there was for LFD and Padron. And Padron won 69% of the vote. Crown Heads won 62% of the vote. I think I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just giving you the statistics and saying that I do agree in the fact that we know we have people who follow us that are Crown Heads fans because we are huge Crown Heads fans. And I think there's that association. I do think there is something to be said about Padron just being a staple in the industry for such a long time. I think it's personally going to be, in my head, I'm going, this is going to be closer than I think a lot of people would believe it to be. I think it will be closer. I think the edge will be to Crown Heads for points that Alex made, but I also think it's going to be closer. I think it's going to be tighter. I don't think it's going to be like 70-30.
I think we all have a vote of who we think's going to come out on top come 2 weeks from now. I have no doubt about that. But I would ask, what do you think the spread will be?
Oh, yeah. So I was going to ask that question. I'm glad you asked it. What do you think, Alex? You can go first.
Are we going to have a friendly banter here or what?
Yeah, just like what you think percentage-wise, what's the spread going to look like in favor of Crown Heads?
No, I'm naturally friendly. I meant like, what are we going to bet for? Like, who's going to... Yeah,
I want 3 Whoppers. I want 3 Whoppers at my front door.
Okay.
No, I don't get. No, we could put whatever wager we want on it, which is actually pretty cool because it makes me more engaged in the whole thing.
Fucking Whoppers.
Oh, dude, and I'm good with Whoppers because here's the thing: I haven't had a fucking Whopper in like 10 years, and it's like my all-time favorite burger, and I've denied myself the pleasure for such a long time. A Whopper would be great if I win.
Okay.
3 Whoppers.
Yeah.
3 Whoppers DoorDash.
You're on, Chris. What do you want?
I'll take Whoppers.
You're on.
Are you in for Whoppers too, Alex? Probably not because you have a belly full Whopper.
Right now, like I'm pretty sure that if I win in the moment, I'm cool with. Listen to what I'll do. If I hit my margin, you guys can do a giveaway, and I'll take care of the winner. Here's the thing. If Crown Heads wins 69-31, I'm gonna give out a nice care package with a Crown Heads swag and Crown Head cigars to anybody. I mean, there's just technically no winner. I mean, you'd have to kind of do a giveaway.
Yeah. We'll just do a giveaway. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Do a giveaway. If you just say something like, whoever comments on this post is going to participate. Yeah. And if Crown Heads wins the overall, championship for the best cigar of the year or best cigar in the head-to-head for Hot Ticket, Mycigarpack is going to sponsor a giveaway for like the kit, the winner's kit with like swag, like a hat and cigars and stuff like that. So
right.
There you go. That's my winning prize. See, I feel so. I think it's the yoga. It's like I'm giving things if I win.
All right, so let's take advantage of Alex's good nature right now. No, that's well. So Alex says 69-31. Hold on, let me not forget this. I'm gonna put notes in my phone because I want to make sure
I won't forget.
Well, yeah, because you said 69. Obviously, I knew what you were fucking doing. You're not pulling anyone. All right, Alex, CH 69, Padron.
Just imagine you being drunk the day of the Super Bowl, like the Sunday. And you're like going through your notes and you're like, Alex, CH 69. What the fuck
am I writing?
what in the world am I writing right now? You're like deleting notes.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd be like, what happened? Chris, what do you think?
I want to be daring when I have a suspicion. No, I think it's going to be Crown Heads, but I think the spread's going to be maybe even more spread than that. Like there's going to be more disparity.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. I have a sneaking suspicion that everybody who voted, even though there was individual brands versus brands, there was a lot of the same voters. But now they're forced, for all the people that have voted thus far, probably went through a majority of those votes. 16 down to 8, down to 4, down to 2. They have nowhere to go now but to choose who they think's their favorite, even if they might have picked Padron before and picked Crown Heads.
Good
now
point.
they got to make that hard choice.
Yeah, it's like the good son.
Right.
Which kid are you gonna fucking let fall off the cliff?
Yeah. Are you
can
going to
only
be
choose
Elijah
one.
Wood?
Or Macaulay Culkin?
Or
Which
Macaulay
one's
Culkin.
gone? That's a good point.
I have a feeling that Crown Heads at this point is going to probably even more greatly dominate. And I'm thinking probably closer to like, I want to throw out a random number, but I'm just going to go 80-20 in favor
That
of
is
Crown
not
Heads.
random at all. That is like
I was going to be like 79.
exactly. When I think of
21.
majority, like, honestly, Chris, wait. Let's let him try another number, because 80-20, it's gonna have to be like a very even number of participants, right?
That's true. Let's
like
do
400, like 500 participants, 400 to 100.
That's true.
Like it's gonna
based
be very
on math.
stacked.
Yeah. Because there would have to be a shit ton of people to get that number.
So
Or
Chris,
exactly 500.
Yeah.
like
So do 79-20, 79-21.
okay.
you hesitated. You're like, that's anyway.
He's like,
my
what's
math.
math? I noticed that too. I'm gonna say that Crown Heads will win, but I'm thinking it's gonna be 55-45.
Ooh. Somebody's really pushing for those wapas.
What's hilarious is that I control all of this.
True.
But wait, can you manipulate like voting count? No.
No.
You can just be like, oh, it's 65-35. Everybody go vote for
but here's-
Padron right now.
What
Here's
happened?
what I like.
Yeah.
But here's what I like about these three disparate type of spread thoughts is because it's like three fucking crazy people going at it at the Price is Right. Like we're not so close, that it's gonna be like, well, who's closer by like 1%?
Yeah.
It's like there is quite a big change between all three of our bets, which
Yeah,
is gonna
there
make it more fun.
It'd be interesting. I
think. Go ahead.
I think it's interesting that none of us really sided with Padron at all.
No.
And I
You honestly think we would do it?
I think part of it though, I think we're discounting the power of Padron. I do. I really do.
Think
It makes
so.
me nervous.
I just think John is gonna hate us all if we go with Padron. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Do you think Padron listens to this podcast? John
Fuck no.
texts me after my episode is like, dude, you guys, we do an episode and it's been up for like 5 days. John will send me a text. He's like, oh, I just listened to your podcast. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
you definitely don't want to vote for Padron right now.
Yeah,
You think Jeff Padron or Jorge is listening to this podcast?
Yeah, Jorge's probably listening.
Yeah, to differ.
I was thinking about too, because I was like, okay, so we wanted to send a championship belt. Like, how do I get a championship belt to Padron if they win? They're gonna be like, yeah, nah, pass. We don't need that.
No, I'll talk to Jeff. Jeff is a really cool dude.
Okay, good. Because that would be dope if we sent them a champion. If they win, hypothetically, and send them a championship belt, they'd probably be like, no one's ever done this before. Because
you could send it to you could also send it to me, and I could just drive there randomly and be like, "Yo, Jeff, I'm outside. I got something for you."
They got to display it proudly, though. Chris, we need to get designs made for it.
Okay. We're gonna do like
you want me to
legit
be
leather
really
with
honest
like
with you?
embossed metal.
I don't want you to lie to me.
No, but I'm just gonna say something that's not necessarily something important. A couple of years ago, I've known Jeff for a couple of years. We're not like good friends or whatever. We just know each other from like trade shows and stuff. He's a really cool guy. We hung out a couple of times. Nice. But a couple of years ago, before we were, or actually, I think it was like the first year that My Cigar Pie was going to run. It was summer 2019, right before we launched it. Dude, Jeff loved the idea, and he was pushing so hard for it. But the next generation didn't want Padron to be part of
In a pack.
one. Yeah, in a pack, or they're really tight on structures that don't have brick and mortar, which is why we don't carry them yet. But we're working on different things this year. They're going to probably enable us to be able to sell Davidoff and drones, stuff like that. We're close. But yeah, he loved it, man. And I'm like, dude,
awesome.
It could happen.
Do you imagine having
could
Padrones in
really
your packs?
happen.
That'd be
Oh
fucking
my
dope. Game over.
Yup.
Dude, that would be so fucking sweet.
That'd be really cool. It'd be cool.
I hope they make a migration that way. And you know what? That may help them even if they don't win this year. Maybe that'll help them win next year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You never know. All right, so we're all voting crown heads, but we do have differences of opinion as far as where the votes are going to lie in the percentage outcome. So this is going to be interesting, guys. So I won't put it out. It won't be, obviously, we've got, and I'll just plug this now. We've got Bradley from Alec Bradley going to be on next week on the show. And what opportune time. We've got Alec Bradley fucking Mycigarpack, all kinds of Alec Bradley shit. I'm going to see the dude on Saturday morning, which is a weird twist of events.
And
I didn't know if you wanted to say it.
Yeah, and to be confirmed tomorrow by Jonathan. He's going to let us know if they're available the day after the podcast episode. Shoot. So I'm pretty sure he's not going to be up right away. But next day, Thursday, we would hypothetically have the brand experience. So it's like you're hanging out with him this weekend, podcast episode, takeover, brand experience. May as well like throw a party at Alec Bradley's afterwards.
Dude, that would be pretty dope. Well, first of all,
their office is so cool.
Is it?
Yeah.
Where's it at?
It's like really close to the Hard Rock Hotel. A little bit north for me. So like 45 minutes north. You definitely know where that's at. Or you actually do?
I know where it's at. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, they have a dope studio in the second floor, which is like a golf simulator. It's not a simulator, it's like a net, but like a nice little cage. They have a bunch of bourbon. They've shot really cool episodes with big people like Johnny Drinks. You know Johnny Drinks. He's huge.
Yeah. Dude, that's dope. I didn't know they had that.
They have like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in camera equipment that they don't use because they had like this really hipsterish, very high-end, high-tech guy that used to do their podcast stuff. They used to do a bunch of things, but then like pre-pandemic, I don't know if they fired him or he quit, whatever. He never came back when they got back to the office. And then all that equipment is just sitting there. Like when I went there to shoot, I just saw like $2,000 microphones.
Jesus Christ.
Bunch of stuff. And the lounge is so spacious. And then below you have the cigar lounge right next to Alan's, is that next to his office. And it's full of bourbon, super cozy. It's like a cigar lounge. It's literally like a cigar lounge.
That sounds so nice.
Flat screen. It's so nice.
And they just get to, Jesus Christ, fucking pterodactyl just hit me on the nose. And they just hang out there all the time. I mean, I know they're like traveling around doing events and stuff, but
God,
that's
when
awesome.
they're at the office, they're there. Yeah, for sure.
I need a place like that. I was gonna say something about the way that they look collectively, both the brothers, because I think I'm spot on in it, but I don't want to spoil it on here. I want to actually say it when I talk to them. So,
dude, let's say it.
I was gonna say they just look like they're out of season 3 of Narcos. That's all I'm gonna say.
So good. Absolutely.
They look
spot on.
They just look like they're just trying to figure out how to sling more cocaine all the time. It's great.
Dude,
and
honestly,
it's a great fucking look, by the way. It's an awesome look.
Yep. Absolutely. I'm super envious of Brad's mustache.
His mustache
which, by the
is
way,
intense.
I'm gonna double down on what I texted you earlier. You gotta do it.
I do have a killer mustache, but mine's more cowboy like. Yeah. Less drug lord like.
You look like the pilot, like the plane pilot for Cowboys.
That is definitely what I look like.
You're swinging more closer to like Tiger King right now.
I know. It's also a good look. I'm just gonna I'm gonna fucking buy a bedazzled Stetson. Just wear it around with what's the Tiger King even wear? I forget. It's usually shirtless, right?
Really weird shirts.
I'm gonna get my nipples pierced and get a bedazzled Stetson and just walk around with it. It's a fucking good look.
Speaking of, the Tigers are getting banded right now.
Nice.
Tigers 2.0 and Hostos.
Are you calling them Tiger 2.0?
They're called Tiger Duality.
Okay, cool.
Tiger 2.0, but Duality because they have a barber pole. They have two.
Which I think is dope. I know. I remember us talking about that. Dude, that one I smoked yesterday
Cigar is so good.
The one that I smoked yesterday just hit. And this one's not being done at
No.
Ventura, right?
That's the new one. No, the new one is Hostos.
Right. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay.
Dude, can I pitch you a cigar? New idea just came to me. I think it's fucking great. I think you're gonna love it.
If it's not so crazy, I'll do it. I promise you.
Now just picture this. Now I know you might wince a little bit at the idea of this Vitola, but it's a Calibra. All right.
Okay.
And it's called the Neapolitan. Okay.
Let me write it down. The Neapolitan.
And one of the bands, one of the band, or not the bands, but one of the strands of tobacco that's wrapped around in the Calibra is an Oscuro that represents chocolate. And then there's another one that's Connecticut, lightest Connecticut you can get, and that's the vanilla. And then the strawberry, wrap it in a rosado, or maybe like, I don't know, maybe even Colorado's got a reddish hue to it. But it's like ice cream, man. And call it Neapolitan.
That's a weird.
What? You know what? I like it. I honestly like it, but why Neapolitan?
Because the idea doesn't make sense, and he just wanted to fucking say it.
Because I love Neapolitan ice cream. Like if you go to the store,
it's true.
and you want a little bit of that chocolate with the strawberry and the vanilla in one single bite.
Is your thought process is like that? You could just get a mix.
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I can get behind that. You didn't articulate that part very well. You were just talking about fucking colors the whole time, which made less sense.
No, because of Neapolitan ice cream.
Yeah,
chocolate,
no, I get
vanilla.
I get that.
So it's essentially a Culebra that has a Maduro, Habano, and a Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
You like how I get all gringo like when I say Culebra?
I love it.
It was weird. So what is so can you even do that?
Cultural appropriation.
That's fantastic. I love it. Chris, Alex, run with the idea. We'll come out with it. Hey, listen, the good news is we don't have to band it. Just fucking come out with it.
You want to hear something crazy?
Always.
That even I was just looking for the origin of the Neapolitan ice cream, and it transitioned into the Neapolitan Mastiff, and I'm pretty sure that's Carlisle.
Carlisle's close to a Neapolitan Mastiff. Very similar. Neapolitan Mastiff is the Mastiff in Harry Potter. Carlisle is a Italian.
I'm looking at a picture. It looks so.
They're very similar.
But wait, let's assume that it is. What if we just call it the Carlisle?
Oh,
dude, that'd be dope.
Carlisle has such like a cool, like ritzy, like mob bossy type of vibe to it too. Like this badass dude.
Carlisle.
I think Carlisle
sounds like a Sicario, like a American Sicario.
Yeah.
Dude, I think Carlisle is like, I agree with you, Chris, but he's the nice guy. That's not really nice at all, but he looks nice. He looks like he's not going to slit your throat open, but he is. So like Tony, tougher names are like
they're aggressive,
stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
but
a
like
media
Carlisle is
name.
very classy. He's in the back. He's very sedulous and just
ready to fucking rip your larynx out.
You turn around, and the only weapon he uses is a very thin, almost like dental floss like string. that he has hooked on his Italian wool suit. Like, he just literally pops a button out and
Yeah.
he just strangles you. But he doesn't struggle with you a lot because he just has to do like a little violin swirl and then you're just like gushing blood.
Yeah. He's a man.
That's Carlisle.
You know what's
Man of
interesting
simple
about
words,
everything you
too.
just said? It just sounds like you've
What?
thought about this before, which is somewhat disturbing.
No,
Alex is like, if I
honestly,
had to kill a guy, here's how I do it.
I'm like Jonah Hill in 21 Jump Street. I'm improvising right now.
I love it.
I fucking love it. All right, now we got to do an After Dark episode.
Yep.
Oh,
Hey,
God.
Chris, if you're listening, Chris Doyle, I don't think I heard too many laughs like this in your episode. I'm just saying.
Chris, if you're listening, and we know you are, no laughs like this. Dude, he shot that episode. He'll never listen to one.
No unbanded database, baby.
I fucking love it. Oh, shit. All right. Hey, let's wrap this up. I got to eat. I'm fucking starving. Someone's already got a
Yeah, me
belly
too.
full of Whoppers. Shut the fuck up. I was gonna get you a
But-
milkshake, but I don't know how you feel about
Oh, no.
milkshakes.
No, don't do that. You definitely don't want to do that.
Okay. You
Like, I
lactose
love
intolerant?
milkshakes. Yeah, and I usually microdose on lactose. Like I try to eat lactose
Right, just a little
pretty
bit,
much as,
right.
a little bit as much as possible.
But a
To-
milkshake will cause you to
I'm
be a regretful
surprised.
decision.
It's like a 50-50 chance that it does.
Mm.
You know,
That's still,
like I can't go to Shake Shack and not have a milkshake. You know.
yeah. But you better be close to a toilet.
Hey,
No, I just get really bloated, to be honest.
Okay.
you know what will
I
solve
don't-
that?
Yeah. What?
Did a lot of research on this. There's a difference between different types of cow milk. There's A1 grade and A2 grade. Most people that are lactose intolerant is because of A1 type milk. But if you buy A2 milk, if you can find people that produce milk and it says A2, you will very, very likely not have any reactions to that milk.
Dude, I don't know if you're being serious, but I've studied this a lot. And the thing about dairy that affects you is the pasteurization.
Yeah.
So if the dairy is not pasteurized, like it has natural enzymes that the body breaks down, that most bodies break down unless you have like a weird composition.
Mhm.
So like I'll drink a glass of milk, straight up from the cow or whatever. Like one of my best friends, that's what he does. So I'll drink a warm glass of milk straight from the cow, and I'll be perfectly fine. And then
Mhm.
there's other, whole milks that
Yeah.
I'll drink, and I'll be like, wow, I just gained like 5 pounds. Not really, but like visually, like I'll get bloated and like my face will get bloated. I don't even have to go to the bathroom. I'll just get bloated.
That's
Comfortable.
interesting.
Like a can't breathe feeling.
We buy we buy A2 whole milk that's grass fed, all organic, from a local farm here for our baby because that's the
Not
only thing
GMO?
that doesn't fuck with her. Yeah.
Hey, do you think that's why they named A1 steak sauce A1?
I don't know.
No, because it's A1.
But it's
You know,
on
like-
Do you
Best of the best.
also, Alex, if you had the chance,
How's your sauce? It's A1.
it's A1. I think that's probably what they were going for.
Probably.
Alex, okay, I have a last question for you.
Yeah.
If you could suck on a cow's udder straight from the udder, would you do it?
If I could, I could, but why would I want to?
Well, you just said that in its most natural state.
Well,
What's more natural than it literally going from udder to mouth?
I can milk it and have a glass right there.
yeah. And I
No,
think
because then you get the air introduced into it and you get compounds
I think there
within
needs to be
oxygen
another-
molecule. I'm talking straight from udder.
Fine, sure. Yeah, I'll take a shot.
let's
Okay.
add another qualifier just to make sure that you're still willing to do it. Is it for sustenance or pleasure?
A little bit of both.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's a little bit of both.
Hey, so have you seen that voiceover going around? I've seen it on like random reels. It's mostly chicks doing it. Whatever. Fuck. It's like, you remember all these commercials, Ford, the classic Ford commercials are like, that's what it feels like to drive a Ford.
Yeah.
There's a new one, but it's like, it's mixed with like a redneck kind of, I don't want to say it live. I'm actually just going to send it to you, but I think you should, you should both do it.
Okay.
You should definitely both do it.
I still don't know how to do reels, but
or like a story. It's really good. Like, okay. And your look right now, your mustache, I think you'd still pull it off.
I could pull off a lot with this mustache. I could pull off a heist with this mustache.
Yeah. I'm gonna send it.
Full-blown jewelry
really
robbery.
Good. You should do it with a cigar.
Okay, I'll do it. All right, man. Hey,
have you ever been whatever?
And you're talking about the days of Sam Elliott too, because Sam Elliott was the Ford spokesperson. Yep. I think he may still be to an extent with some stuff.
I don't think so.
He's had a contract with Coors. He's the Coors spokesman literally since the day they opened.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And he's had his contract the entire time. In the existence of Coors beer, he's always been their spokesperson. Oh, he's with Toyota now. He does Toyota trucks, I think, now. So he wouldn't do Ford. Yeah.
Dude,
he's the beef one too. Beef, it's what's.
Is he like the Verizon guy? Can you hear me now? That switched over.
Switched to Sprint. Yeah, dude, what a fucking communist, dude. That guy's a piece of shit. How could you switch? That's messed up.
Pretty sure they paid him a lot of money to do that.
Of course they did. They're like, look at this nobody guy who just walks around and says like two things. We need him on our team. Paid him millions.
You want me to be really honest? If I think about it, like I've thought about it, and it's like that guy. I'm pretty sure had to sign a non-compete. That Sprint was like, whatever, we'll take care of it.
They're willing to buy it out. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well,
or buck up the lawyers to fight it.
Exactly. Like our legal team is going to take care of those $2 million in legal fees that you're going to rake up for breaching your contract in the next 10 years. So it's all good.
He's been with Sprint forever too. He's been with Sprint for a long time now. It's fucked up.
That was the biggest slap in the face. I remember it came out in the Super Bowl ad. It was great.
And you're like, what? I mean, everybody recognized him too. So it was like a big thing. And you're like, oh, holy shit. Look at this. Look at this fucking trait. Look at this Benedict Arnold. Messed up. So messed up. All right, man. This was a pleasure. Thanks for hopping on. I appreciate it. I wanted to call out the bat signal. Didn't think Chris was going to be on. But look at us. Us three girls got a chance to do this together. And that makes my night special.
It is amazing. It is amazing.
Got a lot of fun. I hope you feel good with those Whoppers because I'm so jealous. I'm so hungry.
On cloud 9 right now.
I can tell. I can tell. It's great. It's great.
It's like I'm on a burger high.
I want to be on that high so bad. Yeah. Like a morphine drip, but just fucking charbroiled morphine drip. God, that'd be awesome.
Oh boy.
All right. Let's wrap it up. Alex, thanks for coming on. As always, it's so fun. Dialogue is always great. I appreciate it. Appreciate you taking out time of your busy yoga life to be with us tonight. It was fantastic.
Today was a me day. I took a me day.
I love it. You got to do it. You got to do it. Chris, good to see you. Hope you're feeling better and hope you feel more better as the weekend rolls on because it's Super Bowl Sunday is coming up.
So. You don't have to hope anything at this point. If he feels worse, he's like this is the end of Chris.
Well, also too, he's smoking a cigar. So it's like how bad? Can't feel too bad. Yeah, it feels pretty good.
Respiratory infection. I don't give a fuck.
Just burning out the infection, just with every puff, just lining, just all the creosote just fucking flaming away any bacteria in your mouth.
You know what, kids? If y'all won't take care of this COVID thing going on, you just pick yourself up a CAL Vision and you light it up and you make sure to inhale.
It's like
inhale it real good.
We're totally getting flagged for that one.
I'll leave it with
kill everything on your inside and more.
I'll leave it with this undocumented scientific fact. Name one virus that will survive in a cloud of smoke in your lungs.
That's true. Someone needs to study it. Someone needs to study it. All right. What episode? This is 230. Oh, shit.
Oh, it is
Episode 230. It's a big episode. All right. This will conclude episode 230. Alex, thank you again. We'll be back at you next week with episode 231, which will be an interview with Bradley from Alec Bradley Cigars. So until then, see you later, everyone.
See you, buddies.